Hi, my name is Erin Walrath. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse into my studio and a little background as to how I arrived at working with books as my primary medium. So initially I studied illustration and painting in undergraduate school a little over 20 years ago. And not long after graduating, I decided what I really wanted to work with was more physical material, fabric, metal, wood, paper, and I began creating assemblages and collages and sculptures out of found materials. Somewhere in that process, I began collecting a lot of books. They were useful for the imagery I would find inside. And then I realized, as I was looking through library book sale racks of books, that what I was primarily responding to when I would choose the books was the colors of the covers. There was something about the color and the physicality and the texture and the age of the covers that was really kind of calling to me. So I began amassing books and collecting books by the dozens and then the hundreds, and now at this point the thousands. And I would take them back to my studio and I would kind of have to tear them apart. I know this pains certain people to see that happen, but a lot of these books were just going to be discarded anyway. So once I took the insides of the books out, I would be left with the cover and the spine. From there, I began just removing the spine from the cover and filing that in its own place in my studio according to color. And then the covers themselves would find their place in a long palette of book covers that spans almost the full length of my studio at this point. From there, I could, when I had an inspiration for a piece, let's say an all blue piece or a black and white piece, I would then go to the covers and take them to my table and chop them into little matchstick size pieces. This piece behind me was one of the first things that I assembled from these matchstick sized book cover pieces. And it's quite sculptural. And then that was followed by smaller pieces where I would integrate wood and books. And from there, I've really eliminated a lot of the exterior vessels, the wooden enclosures that I would use in those early pieces. And now the book cover pieces just kind of stand on their own and are comprised primarily of just book covers and archival glue. And there are many ways that I use the materials that I collect. The book spines, once they're sorted by color, I tend to arrange them on end like this so that there's this sort of aggregation of form and color. That's a glimpse at what I'm doing in my studio.